What's up, y'all? I am Raffinée, and welcome to another Too Busy, Too Busy, Too Busy Tuesday. Hey, Too Busy, Too Busy, Too Busy Tuesday. We in this thing. Yet another Tuesday. I'm so glad to have y'all. If this is your first Too Busy, welcome. If you're a returning Too Busier, maybe I should call y'all that, Too Busiers? I don't know. I need to sit with it. If you're returning, welcome back. So glad to have you. So, for those of you that this is your first week either watching or listening to Too Busy Tuesday, let me let you know what it is. Too Busy Tuesday is my weekly series where I get to share something that I've decided I no longer have time or energy for. Now, I give a disclaimer every time that says, just because I'm too busy for it, and I'll add on, just because my guest is too busy for it, does not mean you have to be too busy. The beautiful thing about all of this is that you get to pick and you get to decide if you're too busy. So you may be listening to us today. You might be like, I am too busy for that. And you might be like, I might have a little bit of time for that. Whatever you pick is just fine because you have the freedom and flexibility here. Now, y'all, I am so excited. This is the first week that I have a guest joining me tonight, and she is my coach. She's my friend. I told her we stuck together now. She can't get rid of me, so we in this thing. And her name is Dr. Kristen Guillory. So I'm going to read her bio just so y'all know a little bit about who she is, and then we're going to jump into this discussion, okay? So Dr. Kristen Guillory has broken many barriers and touched lives throughout her impressive career as an international public speaker, speaker coach, professor, author, business coach, and mental health professional. Using her signature method of incorporating personal life experiences, dancing, humor, and storytelling, she has spoken over 1,200 times and supported tens of thousands of people on their journeys to experiencing true freedom in who they are. Dr. Guillory has been featured on Fox and CBS affiliates, as well as in Forbes, y'all. And I read the article, okay? She is also the author of Walking Through the Fog, Holding On to Hope When You Can't See the Sun, and her newly released book, Look, Stop Hiding, How to Find Your Voice and Never Dim Your Light Again. And at the end of the day, Dr. Guillory is a very proud aunt. Her self-care is non-negotiable. She loves the ocean, y'all, and believes in leaning into ease and normalizing joy, and wants to see all walking in the complete freedom of who God created them to be. So wherever you are, y'all, shout out, give me some love in the chat, and welcome Dr. Kristen Guillory. What's up?
I was looking for that. I was hoping you were about to do that. I was like, you gonna do your sound?
Every time.
Every time. What up? I am excited to be here. You paused at beach because I just went there like an hour ago. I had to chill for a second. But I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we are so excited to have you. So I know I read your bio. Is there anything else you want the people to know about you that I didn't read?
Ooh, I've been to 13 Boys to Men concerts.
Come on, 13?
13, and I'm going.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
I think I went so many times in like 2006 or 7 that I think they started recognizing me. Hey,
yes. Come on.
Hey guys. Don't do it. And I'm taking my mom to go see them in Bridesmaid Night for Mother's Day. So I'm going to take her there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. What else? I relocated to South Florida to set my life up as a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I am grateful. I try to lean into gratitude all the time. I like to laugh, and I am honored to be on your show.
Thank you. Yes, we ready. We in this thing. Y'all might get a few Dr. G faces throughout our time tonight. Like, see, I knew if I said it, you would do it. That's awesome. I wanted y'all to get a glimpse of what I have seen throughout our coaching work together. And I love it because...
And tell them about the face. The face only comes up
when you like, ma'am, get your life together. For me, it's a ma'am. But if it was a sir, it would be sir. Get your life together.
Like increase your fees, and you're going to host that event.
You're going to have your event this year and not in 3 years. All the things. Yes. So y'all, we're going to get into this topic tonight. So Dr. Guillory told me the other day when we were talking that she is too busy for normalizing difficulty. And I was like, yes, come on, tell me some more about it. So let's just jump into this idea of normalizing difficulty. What have you seen? Why are you too busy for that?
Because I was too available for it for too many years. Like
Mm,
I was, school is hard, relationships are hard, entrepreneurship is hard, life is hard. And
yeah.
I just started realizing and discovering, yeah, but it doesn't have to be hard all the time. And then if I think it's going to be hard, then it will, because so a woman thinks it shall be. And I just started kind of reframing around, things don't always have to be hard.
I
And that
love
is
it.
what took it there. Like I assumed that things were supposed to be hard all the time, that I almost turned down a job offer that was created for me almost 10 years ago. Like they were
What?
like real talk. It was a university. They got in contact with me, and let me tell you, I literally had 4 reasons to tell them no. I was like, bow, can't do that. They were like, we'll change it. Oh, but I play music. We know. I can't
Okay.
move. We know. You're not paying enough. We know. We'll give you more. And so then they were like, the position is yours. Literally emailed my family. I emailed my family after they gave me the official offer. And I said, y'all, like true story. Emailed my family and was like, this opportunity came too easily. So I'm going to say no. It dropped in my lap. Praise the Lord, I
What?
came to my senses the next day. I was like, bump that. But yeah, I literally almost said no because I thought it came too easily, because I had this idea that things come and it has to be struggle attached, and struggle is not required to be attached to everything. And that's where I
Hmm.
was. Praise the Lord, I'm no longer there, but
Yeah.
yeah, almost turned a job down.
You know, I think that's so true, and I've experienced that myself. Like, I have this idea, like when I think about starting my own business, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be hard. And one of the things you said all throughout coaching was lean into ease. And I'm like, at the beginning of it, I was like, I don't even know what that means. Like, I need to physically like lean, or it's just gonna happen for me. So can you talk a little bit more about like how have you embraced this idea of leaning into ease? What's helped you to like actually do that?
Yes. And you see how you're literally leaning in. See, somebody
Right?
saying the word lean. Everybody lean in, lean. Okay.
Come on. Yeah.
So leaning into ease is literally being open to and accepting the ease of things happening. Whether it is, I get some examples would be, maybe you had a really good day at work, and instead of saying, oh, that means tomorrow's going to be a bad day, or I wonder why that coworker
Mm,
was nice to me. Be open and grateful for the ease. Be open and
yeah.
grateful for the ease, instead of, your boo did something nice. Okay, what do they want? Because they never do this. Instead of accepting the ease, accepting the joy and blessings, we assume that something is going to be wrong. Like we assume that, oh, I know doing this thing is going to be hard. And I truly believe that if we really lean into everything's going to be hard, then it will be. And so for me,
Yeah.
one, identifying that I leaned into hard way too much, and then say, wait a minute, things don't have to be difficult. It was actually one of my coaches, Tracy Timberlake, said that struggle is not required for success. I heard
Say it
her,
again. Say it again.
struggle is not required for success. And I was like, say it again. I literally probably said that too,
Yes.
because it was like, because not everybody, but we hear, all right, in order to do it, everything's going to be hard, and there's a struggle and there's pain at every
Hmm.
step. And not saying that we don't experience hard things. I have plenty. I know you have as well, but it doesn't mean
Hmm.
like struggle has to be every day. There's nowhere in the word where it says it's going to be hard every day. And so once I heard that, and then I started reading some things and just being open, the first couple years of my job, so my company, I left professor position August 2014. I'll
Okay.
say the first 3 or 4 years of this journey were hard because of me. Like they were
Hmm.
hard because I got in my way. I assumed things were supposed to look a certain way. I was frustrated. And it was when a series of things, I just started surrendering. I started saying, I don't want to ever feel like that way about money again, because I can make
Hmm.
money an idol, whether I have a lot or a little. And I'm like, no, let me be present and let me be grateful now. And honestly, the last 3.5 years or so, I've not experienced a hard moment in my business. Not to say I don't get frustrated, but
What?
it in my business, I'm so grateful, is doing really, really well. And I was like, oh, so it don't have to be hard. Hmm. So I probably would have
Yeah.
rejected all the things that have happened years ago if I wasn't in the mindset of, no, Lord, one of your blessings is allowing things to easily happen. And I'm open to
Hmm.
that.
That's listen. That's good. I'm like the last 3 or 4 years. That's a long time.
It is.
365 times 3 or 4.
It is. Like, and the thing is, my best friend, contacted me because hold up. like 4 years ago this month, 4 years ago this month, I was ready to give up. Like my accounts were the lowest they had been since I was 18. Things were just hard. Things were hard. Look, Raffinée, I don't even curse. Okay. I cursed at the Lord. I was like, Lord, I don't know what the F you want me to do. I don't want this because it was too hard. And, after I came out and apologized, I'm like, Lord, what just happened? It was, I don't want to feel that way again. And I kind of at that point just surrendered and said, Lord, I trust you. What is it that you want me to do? And it was like speaker boot camp and then speaker coaching. And I'm like, what? Okay. And it just kept going. And my best friend was like, girl, have you realized like where you were just 4 years ago and like where you are now? And that's why I lean into gratitude so much, because I take nothing for granted. And a big part of that is I've been open to the ease of the Lord moving in my life.
I love that. Listen, he can handle your cuss words. And I want the
Oh,
people out
yeah,
there to know he can handle your cuss words
he did.
if you throw them out there every now and then. That's
He
real
did.
life,
It
man.
is.
Real life. You said you lean into gratitude, and that's something I talked about. I think it was actually last Tuesday. I talked about being grateful and just the practice of that. So tell me a little bit about, what does your practice of gratitude look like? Are you journaling? Are you just kind of saying things you're grateful for?
So every morning I journal, and one of the things I journal is a gratitude list. And so every morning I
Okay.
try to write down 5 things for which I'm grateful. Sometimes it's more, or I'll just free write as much as I can. So that's one thing I do try to do every day. And some days when I go to the beach, I do strive to go to the beach like every day. And some days I will sit, and there have been times I just said things out loud in gratitude for 20 minutes nonstop. Like it was just like I would literally like stand my feet in the water and I'm just looking at the ocean and I'm just grateful. And
I
I'll
love
go
that.
through like things, I'm grateful for work and family and this, but then I'll go into I'm grateful for the ability to move. I'm grateful for technology. I'm grateful for protection when I didn't know I needed it. I'm grateful for hair, just things that I sometimes forget. So gratitude is really important. I didn't lean into gratitude as much years ago, but it's so important. And there's research behind like leaning into gratitude actually is helpful for our mental health. It brings us to a higher energetic state, and we're able to be more creative and more productive and joy. Like it's so many things. And I have so much for which to be grateful, and I have to stay in that space.
Yeah, I love that. It's one of the things I find I talk a lot with my clients about in the work that I do, just like being intentional to identify something that you're grateful for each day. Because here's what I know to be true. Even in the midst of the chaos and the crazy, there's still something that we can pause and say that I'm thankful for. Like I like to use the example of COVID and Corona. Like COVID has been awful in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yet many of us can identify that there have been some things that have come from this time, whether it's more time with family, whether it's less commute and having to pay money if you live in the DFW for gas and tolls,
Right.
if it is, having the opportunity to really slow down and realize like, oh, my priorities have been out of whack. And as awful as it has been to lose people and deaths and all that has happened in the world, there still have been things that have been okay, or that have been beneficial, or that have been helpful, that have come from this time. So I
100%.
agree. I love that idea of really leaning into gratitude and being intentional every single day to say like, what do I have to be thankful for? And here's the other thing I'll add with that. I love being able to, I don't know if you've ever done this, but I love going back and looking at my gratitude log and seeing some of the trends, or noticing, or maybe I had a hard day and it's like, you know what? I need to go back and just read this because I can't think of anything right now. And I
Right.
wonder if that is even a way to lean into ease, like
Oh,
using a resource like that.
absolutely. I mean, because sometimes we don't know, like when things, let's say business is going well, or some kind of goal, we sometimes don't realize it because we're with ourselves every day, and the progression of looking at that
Yeah.
gratitude list, or even for me, I go revisit sometimes my affirmations, and I'll be like, that affirmation I wrote is actually now a reality. Oh my gosh, that dream I wrote is now a reality. Oh my gosh. And that helps me to stay in a place of gratitude because I can complain about that thing I once prayed about. And I'm like, okay, no, this is what I want. And as you were sharing about, in COVID and all the things that happened, made me think of two things. One, I like to say we can be grateful and in pain at the same time. Like
Yes.
it doesn't mean like I can be in pain. I can be in pain over this hard thing going on in my life. And me saying like not normalizing difficulty doesn't mean hard things are going to happen. That's not what I mean by any means. It just means, am I normalizing it? Am I
Mm-hmm.
assuming everything is going to be hard? And so I can be in pain over this, but also grateful for this. I was chatting with someone, and her theme for this year was actually going to be hard. Like that was going to be her theme. I'm going to lean into the hard. Well, she
Okay.
was talking to me. It was like,
You hit her with the
lovingly,
face.
respectfully, um, can we maybe look at another theme possibly? Because I don't know if the whole year has to be hard. There may be some hard moments. What if you were open to? And she said, she said a few more things. And I said, here's the thing, hard. You've
Mm,
lived hard. Life has been hard for you at times. You've been through some hard things. But I wonder, even in the midst of some of those hard things last year, were there some easy moments? And so she thought for a second. She said, you know what? In the middle of that hard thing, the Lord dropped this apartment in my lap, and it was so easy getting it. You know what else? I was laid off, but wound up getting this job that paid more for working less.
yeah.
Okay, you're right. I think I've overlooked. And so I think easy moments are there. We either just overlook them, or we reject them, or we don't think we deserve them, but they
Mm-hmm.
are there. And then lean into those when they happen. Like, Lord, more of this,
Mm-hmm.
more of this.
I love it. That's good. Now, when we talked the other day, you talked a little bit about this idea of the storm.
Hmm.
So, yes, there's the face again. I love it. Can you share with the people that are watching and listening a little bit about what you think about the storm?
Look, okay. So, disclaimer for me, this is a statement that I have heard and a statement that I have said. There is no judgment of anybody who's ever said it, believed it, because I did on all ends
Yeah.
until I realized that it was not anything I wanted to lean into anymore. And the statement is, and it's a variation of this one, you're either in a storm, you have just come out of a storm, or you're about to go into a storm. And I believe that. Like I lived that. I believed it for so many years. And it was so bad that if I was having like a good day or a good week, I would say, that means a storm is about to come. That
Mm,
means something bad is about to happen, which then means I was not fully leaning into joy, which means I wasn't
yeah.
fully leaning into the blessings that were going on. And so over the last couple of years, I was like, one, I don't want my life to revolve around the storm. There are storms. Storms are happening. Storms will happen. But if I am like, oh, I'm either coming out, I'm coming in, or I'm in, that means I can never fully lean into joy. And Brene Brown in her Netflix special talked about that and said one of the
Mm-hmm.
hardest emotions for us to do or lean in is joy, because we're always waiting on the other shoe to drop. And Renee, I love the cohort friend Renee Hunter. She said, what if there's no other shoe? And I love that. She's like, what if there's no other shoe? But we're waiting for that. So for me, it
Mm-hmm.
is not denying that there's a hard moment or a storm, like not pretending that and saying, okay, do I need to pause? Do I need to breathe? Do I need to pray? Do I need to call someone? But this storm is not going to be everything that defines my whole year, because that means I'm not leaning into joy. That means I'm not happy. That means I'm always like on edge, expecting the shoe to drop. And that is just not a place where I want to be anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. When you said it the other day, I was like, yes, I have heard that. And I maybe have even said it. And again, normalize this idea of it's one of these three options, and there couldn't possibly be anything else.
Right.
Could not
Right.
be anything else. And I think it naturally impacts your outlook and the way you approach things and the
Yes.
way you approach situations, because it's like, to the point you were making of like, oh, what's about to happen, or
Mhm.
this like impending doom is on the horizon. If I'm having a good day, then this is not going to last. And
Right.
what I think that robs us of too is the ability to really enjoy the present.
Yes.
Like, to be in this moment versus looking ahead for the future and what could be coming, or
Yeah.
looking at the past and be like, but it was this. Like,
Yeah.
it removes from us the opportunity to really enjoy like what's happening in the here in the right now, and can I
Yes.
fully check into this without looking too far into the future or too far back
Yeah.
into the past.
Yes. And once one, I won't say we're ever able to fully master that, because, we're human and change and different things. But when
Yeah.
we're able to do that and just being fully present, I did that on Sunday. Okay.
Okay.
Sunday was the day, that I woke up early. I'm not a morning person, this, Raffinée. And I was up at 6:45 to the AM.
I
No. I don't
No.
even know that time. I only know that time if I'm getting on
Correct.
the flight. But let me tell you this, I don't even hop on flights that early anymore. I'm unavailable, as Tracy would say. I don't do that. I don't lean into that. But anyway, I
Yes.
woke up early and then I was like, well, let me go to the beach. Weather's good. And I went and actually saw the sunrise for the first time in person in my life. And it was
In your
beautiful in
life?
my life because I'm not awake.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not awake either, but I've seen a sunset, usually because I was
I've
still
seen the
up.
sun set.
I mean, sunrise. I mean,
No,
sunrise because I was still up.
no. You know what? Maybe I have seen it with that. Okay, hold up. Maybe I did because I was up. No, let me not. Maybe I don't know, but I'm like,
That's
they're
dope,
like, you
though.
want to get up and see the sunrise? Take a picture. I used to tell that
Correct.
to people. Take a picture. Get a video for me, and it was beautiful. And my plan was to go to church with a friend of mine here,
Okay.
and I was just such in a just enjoying the beauty and relaxing and praying and meditating. I texted her and was like, hey girl, let me catch you next time. I'm going to the Church of Beach today.
Come on.
And we're going to be, and so I was there for 8 hours. I was there for 8 hours. I left to go get something. And in the past, I probably would have been like, I'm going to be here, but I have so much I need to do or what's happening. But no, I was like, yeah, I have stuff to do, but I want to be present here because this week is a pretty busy week for me. It's a great week, but it's a pretty busy week. And I gave myself permission to be present there. And it's so important. Again, that's connected to our mental health too. If we're always in worry mode or what's going to happen next month, that is impacting our mental health and our mind. And so, yep.
That's great. Now, let me ask you this. We're going to start wrapping it up. So, for the person out there that is struggling with normalizing difficulty,
Yeah.
they maybe they connect with that statement about the storm, that
Yeah.
there's, always a storm on the horizon. I just finished one, there's one coming.
Yeah.
What encouragement would you share to that person that is like really struggling with this idea of like normalizing that difficulty?
Absolutely. One piece of encouragement, honestly, would just start with, do you want everything to be difficult? Do you want
Mm,
everything to be around the storm? You have the right to have different desires and wants. Do you want that? And if you don't, also, and I think it also connects to sometimes we believe that we don't deserve certain things. I only believe that I deserve struggle. You don't. We are
yeah.
worthy and deserving of good and ease. And it's not all about, like I said this, I think on a live yesterday, I hear too many people at times saying, I'm not worthy. Yes, you are. I don't deserve. Yes, you do. Yes, you
Mm-hmm.
do. Because imagine what the ease is. The ease is a blessing. The ease is saying that these dreams and desires and wants and all that I have that the Lord has given us, they're coming to me so I can move in motion, so I can move forward, so I can rest, whatever that is. Everything doesn't have to be hard. And so again, I would start with, do you want things to always be hard? What would you like? And then to reject that you don't deserve it because you do. And then identify some moments that might have been easy that you overlooked over the last week or month. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to think about that. Like think about, okay, let me take a step back. Oh, because last week was hard, right? Was there a moment that might have been easy? Did you easily find a parking spot? And you normally have to look for a spot. Were you easily able to get customer service to answer your call? Were you
Yeah.
easily able to get your food order? Did you come home and your kids were doing work? You're like, what the heezy? And they were doing work and you didn't have to tell. Like, it's not always, I easily was able to do this big extravagant thing, but it's sometimes, was I easily able to go to sleep? Was I easily able to wake up? Was I easily able to do my morning routine? Was I easily able to have this hard conversation with a loved one and it went well? Like
Mm-hmm.
those are some of the moments of ease that we should lean into and be open to and say, thank you. More of this.
Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of looking at some of the smaller, even maybe mundane things
Yeah.
that you wouldn't typically point out, like finding a parking spot,
Yeah.
or your kids doing what you needed them to do before you got home, and you
Right.
just walked in and was like, "Oh,
What?
we'll
Or
praise him."
all getting all green lights or,
Yes.
getting your check early, all your hairstyle coming out the way you want after the
Okay,
first,
come
right?
on. Yes.
Lipstick staying on all day. And then normally, I mean, look,
Yes, I am here for it. Okay, so Dr. Guillory, tell us where, like, do you have anything coming up for the people that are like, we need to hear more of this? We want to connect with you, product, service, something, whatever. Tell the people.
Yes, come through. So, what's coming up this Thursday, March 24th? I am hosting Speak, Serve, and Get Paid, the masterclass. It is free. We're going to talk about things around speaking, serving, and getting paid, framing, tools, and networking, and it's a whole thing. And if you go to my Instagram or website, so my Instagram is on the screen, you will see the link in my bio. It's at 7 p.m. Central. A replay will be available if you register for the masterclass.
Okay. So masterclass this Thursday. Go to your handle, Dr.
Mhm.
Kristen Guillory, on IG to find
On
the link.
IG. Yes. Or
Yes.
go if you're on Facebook, holler at me on Facebook. And then if you want any other type of resources and encouragement and just different words on my YouTube page, that same thing on that link on my Instagram page. There I have quite a few videos and just different things where I talk about ease or rejecting being a strong woman or showing up for yourself. And sometimes showing up means I'm taking a nap. And so all that's kind of
Love it.
connected to just rejecting the difficulty. No, I don't want to be considered that anymore. I want to rest. I want to easily rest and I deserve to rest. So, yeah, that's all out there.
Okay, that's dope. So y'all go follow her, Dr. Kristen Guillory. That's where you're gonna find the information about the masterclass. I'm up in there. I'm at all the things.
She is in
Because
all the things. They were like, I thought she was in that program. She was. She's in the virtual building.
listen, I come through for a lot of reasons. One, because I'm like, it could be a refresher, but two, sometimes it's just nice to have structured time to work. So sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna go sit in here and I'm gonna work on something that I need to get done just for the sake of like being accountable during this hour or this hour and a half. Um, okay, so my question for all of my guests this season is this: what is something that you previously were too busy for that you now realize I actually do have time or energy for this thing?
Oh, I like this question a lot. Okay, so in the past, I was too busy for rest. I was too busy for rest. My family calls me the queen of self care. My middle name is self care, but I was too busy for rest back in the day. Like people who met me 4+ years ago or 5+ years ago, I am a different person in some ways, and so I was in captivity to activity. I was too busy being busy. I said yes to everything. Like I put myself on a pedestal and I didn't even like, I was leading trainings on rest and self-care and compassion fatigue, not following my advice. And
Okay.
so I was real talk. Like I'm like, y'all need to rest. And I wasn't. And I was too busy for rest, but oh no, I am not too busy for rest today. I'm totally available for rest today. But yeah, rest. I was too busy back in the day.
That's a really good one. Really, really good one. I would agree with that. I used to be too busy for rest
Mhm.
too. And now I'm like, I got boundaries. My friends be like, what you doing today? Nothing. Can you do this? No, I'm doing that. I'm literally scheduled to do nothing. Like intentionally on purpose. So I love it. I support all of that rest. Now, I gotta say, shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here, for being my first guest on Too
Thank you
Busy
for
Tuesday.
having
This is
me.
so
This show's
exciting.
awesome.
Listen, y'all. Dr. Kristen Guillory, follow her on IG. She done already told y'all. Go to the masterclass on Thursday. Sign up. Go look at the YouTube page. Get all the resources. Listen, she comes in hot all the time. That's what we say about her in our cohort. She be coming in hot, like the Andy Mineo song. But
I
here's the
remember.
thing: there's no shade in that at all. We
No.
love it, like because she kills it. She brings the heat, and she comes in hot, and you be like, "But I got my life together. Like I'm walking away from here." Together and gathered.
And it's all in love. No, I love it. I love it. I did a thing and I said, y'all in a 2-hour masterclass with me, how many pages of notes might you take? Some of your colleagues were like 20 pages, a
That's
whole
awesome.
spiral. Oh, we all have jokes today. Oh, okay. Hmm.
I love it. Come on, 20 pages. I'm gonna start calling you that. Dr. Kristen 20 pages Guillory.
Hey, no, don't do it because I'll get a pillow made. You know, I got my pillows made. I'll put 20 pages.
Yes, I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much again for being here. Shout out to y'all for tuning in to Too Busy Tuesday. Remember, we are too busy for normalizing. What are we normalizing? Difficulty. We're not normalizing that. Okay. We're leaning into the ease. Shout out to Dr. Kristen Guillory. Thank you again for joining us. Those of y'all that have been watching or watching the replay, thank you. Drop your comments. Follow her on Instagram. Join us here next Tuesday for yet another Too Busy. Too Busy. Too Busy Tuesday. Hey, too busy. Too busy. Too busy Tuesday. Peace.